Hi everybody, this is Alchemist2 and I'm back again with another book review. Actually, I got through this in a day. When I saw it, I had to have it because I am a huge fan of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid series. So I absolutely adored this book. And it's just like with every book that Greg Kinney writes, he improves. And of course, I had to. I really felt sorry for Greg. I mean, he just goes through so many trials and tribulations in this book. Um, One of the main things that he encounters in this particular volume of Diary of a Wimpy Kid is he is seeing his friend grow up faster than he is. And I have gone through this personally. I actually went through this in middle school, which was even worse than grade school. I hated grade school and junior high. In high school, let's not even go there because they were all periods of pure hell in my life. But it just reminded me so much of my own childhood, which sucked. Um, Poor Greg. I mean, I really felt for him in this particular book, and the 8 ball is really important on the illustration. Him running away from the 8 balls raining on him. I'm not gonna actually go into that because if I do, it'll be a spoiler alert. But it's really quite amusing. I always wanted to have a magic 8 ball myself. Maybe I do take a little bit after my horoscope troll Vriska. I am the Scorpio. Yeah, I was born in the 8th house, but uh, I'm actually a conglomeration of Libra, Scorpio, and Sag. So I'm a little bit of all the best personalities of that particular horoscope, I do believe. Um, the more seedier side of Scorpio I've repressed, except for anger. But I've actually been dealing a little bit more with my tendency to become enraged over stupid, trivial, piffly things, and I found that it really is no way to act, and that's the alternate alchemist, and I don't really like her all that much. Um, this is the more reptilian part of myself that I like to suppress, and yeah, every so often it comes out and rears its ugly head, but fortunately I've been able to calm it and keep it at bay. Um, because I like to think of myself as enlightened, or becoming enlightened. I really like this book. I think that it was actually one of the better Wimpy Kid books. Um, I really hope that they are able to make all of the whole series, and I don't know if they're going to stop with Hard Luck, or I'm sure that Jeff Kinney will write more books, but it's a really quick read. It's quick and simple and entertaining, and there's one part of it that I just think is absolutely hysterical with Roderick involved, and I'm not going to say what it is because I was thinking, yep, art imitates life, especially with this particular incident, and if you've read the book, and it involves his conception of the Snuggie. So I'm not going to actually say anything else more than that. But yeah, art imitates life. Guilty is charged. Um, but I've thought the books, they just, like I said, they keep improving, getting better and better and better and better, and I really look forward to any further Wimpy Kid books that are written, and of course Wimpy Kid movies. I haven't seen Dog Days yet, but I'm really hopeful too, because I think that the cast and crew and everybody that was selected for the particular characters, they really did a sensational job. And not to sound cougarish, but I kind of have a crush on Roderick, and I know I shouldn't because I'm about to be 34 years old coming up. Not too far from now, but yeah, I'm a little bit concerned that I have a slight little crushy-wushy on the guy who plays Roddy Waddy. I wish I didn't. That's just so wrong. But I really don't want to be a cradle robber. I am not the type. Uh, nevertheless, the actor who plays Roderick is super cute, and I just absolutely adore him. I don't know why he reminds me of Duncan from Total Drama a little bit, except not quite so much of a juvenile delinquent as Duncan is. Particularly in the present episode, if you've watched it with TDA AS. Total Drama actually is TDIAS. I should say TDIAS. Total Drama All Stars. But uh, I would definitely equivocate the two, but Duncan is definitely worse. Um, I like the whole idea of the family reunions and all that involved in this particular chapter because you get to see the Heffley family and how screwed up it is and dysfunctional. And I think all of us can relate to that because if there really is a family that's out there that's not dysfunctional, show it to me, please, because I don't think such a thing exists in this universe. And if it does, then it's very rare indeed. It is the unicorn that we all think is so elusive and just exists on the very edge of the breadth of the forest that we cannot find. But maybe it's hidden in the heather somewhere. I don't know, but that's all I wish to say about Hard Luck, and I just think it's tremendous. It deserves 2 thumbs up and 5 stars, hands down. It is very, very funny, and half the time you really feel sorry for Greg. And if you're like me and you've gone through that kind of situation, well, actually mine was worse because and I'm going to do a little bit of confessional here. But my best friend, she was the closest thing I had next to a sister other than my mother, of course. My mother and I were thick as thieves. But this friend and I, we were basically sisters. And then she started talking to, instead of a boyfriend, she started talking to a PC, which is a preacher's kid. I mean, PK, a preacher's kid. Preacher's kids most of the time are notoriously bad apples. She fit the bill. She was more mature than I am. She was into boys. I wasn't into boys at the time. I was becoming a teenager. I wasn't a teenager yet. Then I was not. I was still a kid. I'm still a kid in many respects. I'm a late bloomer. And anyway, she started hanging out with this girl and not thinking I was cool enough anymore. And, oh, you go back to your Power Rangers and all that stupid stuff. I had a crush on Jason Harvey. Still do. Married or not, I don't care. He's hot. Enough said. I just put it on the table. Jason Harvey is muy caliente. Moving on. I'm going into all my girly crushes here. But it's when she actually dumped me as a friend, my whole life changed. I used to like being around people. I was the class clown. I liked to do that to just kind of make people like me, and I thought maybe I'll fit in if I can make people laugh, but then I realized they're laughing at me. They're not laughing with me, and that hurt. Oh, it blowed. And she left me for the PK. So I was completely devastated. I was crushed. My whole life was dilapidated. I thought I have nothing to live for. Every day I wanted to kill myself, but it was horrendous. And it was probably possibly the worst time of my life next to high school. High school was the pits. It was hell on earth. But middle school was right around the middle point, I thought, in accordance to Tartarus. Yeah, I was in Tartarus for quite a bit, but I climbed my way out. But it was just a horrible time of my life, and I just let her go, and I became more of a loner. I had few, if any, friends whatsoever. I would just go from group to group. I really didn't have a clique that resonated with me. I would go and hang with the goths, or I would go and hang with the musical kids, or I would go and hang with somebody else. I didn't really have a group that I belonged to. Same thing in high school. I just felt like, no, I'm going to go back to my shell and hopefully nobody will hurt me here. And uh, there were a couple people that I guess I could call acquaintances, but no real friends. Uh, I was by myself. I was a loner. Same thing in high school too. But it was all because of what she had done, and I don't really hold that against her now. Of course, I don't want to see her ever again. I don't want to have anything to do with her because just I I forgive, but I don't forget. But if she were offering me an olive branch now, if she were to do that, I would accept it, and I would definitely say, well, I forgave you. I forgave you a long time ago. I forgave you a long time ago, and I let you go. If you love somebody, set them free. So I did. If they come back, then it's meant to be. But live and let live. I just thought that I would just confess that because that was just that when Greg talks about that whole ordeal that he's going through with Rowley, I thought, yeah, but kid, I have it worse than you do, fictional or not. Mine trumps yours. So I just thought I would share that, and I think it made me a better person. And yeah, I have friends now. They're all scattered across the globe, granted, and I haven't met any of them yet. And I actually made some new friends through getting into Homestuck, and also through Who and One, which I never thought that would be possible for me. I just thought that it was. I thought, really, Monk of Magnesia is asking me to be part of his panel, and at first I was a little bit leery about it because I didn't know anything about this guy, but he seems like a pretty cool chap, and I thought, yeah, he's pretty neat. I like him. This guy's awesome. Yeah. So, we had an instant rapport, and old doctor, we had an instant rapport, though he probably thinks I'm some kind of whippersnapper. Yeah, I'm a whippersnapper born in the wrong era. Thank you. I've always felt like in this day and age, I was, I was probably meant to be born in the 1800s, maybe, more than likely, because I think I probably would have been more comfortable then with my mindset and all that. But I'm happy to be here in the present, and I feel comfortable. Though I am old-fashioned, yes, I admit, I am modern, so I can commingle with either or. And there's a little bit of that in the Hard Luck as well. I thought I would mention this. Greg actually comes to a period of acceptance. He goes through all the periods of grief of Elizabeth Kubler-Ross's stages of grief, I should say. Although they're not really mentioned forthright, there's quite a bit of that in this book. I thought I would mention that if you're into psychology or just human nature or children in general. If you have kids and they enjoy the first books of the series, they just keep improving, I feel. And this one is as a transition, definitely, because we see Greg coming to the realization that he can't be a kid forever, and that, I think, is probably what makes this book the most relatable for all of us, I feel. And we know that we can't. We have to become adults someday. There are some things that we have to do that we don't want to do, but despite all that, I think that when we do reach maturity, inside of us, we can still have a heart like a kid, I think. And I feel that all of us do, in some more than others. I'm not going to mention names. And that's all I have to say about Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Hard Luck. And if you have a chance to pick it up, do. Because this is a lot of fun. It really is.